Alright, man. Hello, everybody. We're back with more Hades 2 Warsong update content. We've got some Medea speedruns on the surface for you today. The craziest run I've had so far. We are doing a post-commentary as I was sitting in Discord with a few friends while recording this. So without further ado, let's get into it. We're starting off with Zeus Special. Getting it nice and heroic, which is pretty good. This is a very slow room 1, but it's okay. We get Ares room 2, which is pretty schmoptimal. We'll have Origination online directly after this room. We'll have Ares attack, ideally, and we can get into Grievous Wounds and whatnot, which is pretty sweet. And then we'll hop into our Cité. Excellent. We go. We look for our rooms. We have some good rooms. There's 2 smalls, 3 smalls on the left. And then 4 smalls on the right side. We're just kind of deciding our path currently, it seems. Having Hera's great, because that is our path into a potential King's Ransom. Magic and HP can be Artemis rooms. Hermes has some nice upgrades. We're definitely rolling past Poseidon. We get a Daedalus Hammer. Then we have an extra Zeus Spoon. Ares, we really just want Grievous Wounds. And then Zeus, we kind of want everything. And then Hera, we want everything. And then we want the King's Ransom to a crazy amount of damage. Surface speedruns are a lot of fun. You need to take the smallest rooms possible because they have the most potential of being as fast as possible. This is a really sloppy mini-boss fight, by the way, is what I'm realizing. Ideally, you step into that room, throw out the Omega attack, drop your cast, and then kill the mini-boss before he starts that aim attack, because that's when he really starts to block every single one of your Medea attacks, I've noticed. But it's okay, it happens. You can't always be schmoptimal, you just have to try to be schmoptimal. Picking up Storm Ring's really nice, high damage cast. We have the Zeus Special, double strike, so they can both deal double damage 10% of the time. Big Ares attack. Clearing out our rooms, they're pretty quick so far. And then this HP room looks like it is Artemis, which is massive time save. Pauses this timer, gives us a chance to get another source of crit outside of just the 4% from Rocky, which is really nice. Plus we do get the HP rewards, which starting on the surface with just 30 HP on Medea can be scary sometimes, especially when you're just trying to fly as fast as possible. So also getting in that HP just to know that I can kind of tank a lot more, it's quite helpful in my opinion. This is probably last wave. Yeah, it looks like I do think it's last wave. I'm loading up my Shkalish. And then we killed the zombie soon as Artemis aimed her arrow, which means she's going to spawn instantly. That is the Artemis trick I always mention. We get Lethal Snare for 10% crit chance to anything in our cast with our attacks. Head to the next room. 1 more pylon. This is a super fast room. It seems no, actually. We get double waves, which is pretty rough. Still cleaned it up well. Got a Hermes boon. What do we have? We're probably rolling past this. Click and travel deal for the double shot boons. 108 city, and we have another room to go. We finish it off with Hera. It's not Heracles. How interesting. This is actually a pretty slow city overall, I would say. Not the cleanest play from me, but also not the best of rooms. Finishing your city in anything under a minute 30. I guess I was looking for something for King's Ransom there, Sprinter Born Gain. But ideally you want to finish the city in under a minute 30 on Medea. And even like a minute 30 is a little bit on the slower end, but it's acceptable. Anything slower than a 1-3x, I would just honestly reset. Heading into our shop to finish off our god pool with Aphrodite is pretty fantastic, I will say. We pick up the Secret Crush and the Shameless Attitude. Make sure not to get grabbed by Polyphemus for the time loss. Cleaned him up pretty quick. We finish up at 13276, which is, it's a solid city. Plus this is a super strong build. King's Ransom potential. A ton of great Zeus, Ares, Artemis, a good Daedalus Hammer in boosted ignition, and then 2 Aphrodite damage support boons. We're going to put on Fig Leaf here to try to get a skip in the rift, grab a mystery boon, and then head up to Thessaly. Theosoli. Time to go to Little Italy. Thessaly is very volatile. You really want like a ton of skips. Circe, Icarus, Mid Shop, Fountain Room are all huge. Since we didn't get Heracles in the city, we can also see him on the boats. Another thing is Fig Leaf can skip the pre-wave on a ship like it just did, which is like 2 really quick enemies, so it ends up usually being a time loss just due to waiting for Fig Leaf's animations, which is kind of rough. We got Ares Blood Spree at Epic, so whenever we drop under 40 HP, every attack and special will heal us for 3, so an attack special combo would heal us for 6, which is pretty solid. Another Hera boon for a potential King's Ransom is always amazing. We do get Heracles. He's not good in non-menu rooms when you're speedrunning, because you have to wait for him to finish the room, stand there, throw the gold down, and leave, so he ends up usually also being a time loss. Which is why you want to see him in the city or in Olympus, and you want to get him in a menu room, not a non-menu room, so you can just sit in the menu with the timer paused while he's doing his shenanigans. So that way you get your money, you get your time save, and you don't turn it into a time loss. It's okay though, it's not like the worst thing in the world, it's just not great. We get a fountain room directly after to skip a boat, which is awesome. We got another mystery boon and another Hermes boon, which is pretty awesome. I think that's probably our only skips. Maybe we see Icarus. I don't think we can even really get much else. Bridal Glow here probably. It hits double strike. That's crazy. Now at 30% heroic. Wow. Go crazy, my Bridal Glow queen. But yeah, there's only like certain ships that mid-shop and Circe and Fountain and all that shenanigans can show up on. Icarus can also show up. Oh, actually I did hit Circe. Cool. Wow, this was actually a pretty cracked rift. We got the fountain room, we got Circe, we saw Herc, which he does still like skip a boat, but I don't know, he's not great. We got familiar abilities, which gives us another 4% crit off of Rocky, so we have 10% on Lethal Snare and 8% on Rocky now, which is pretty cool. This should be our last boat. Last boat location is 25. Probably just take the Palm here, don't really need the magic. Throw out an Omega just to get on Huntress, and then the next one's actually used to clear. Our damage is looking really good right now, I will say. Plus we have a nice survivability tool in Blood Spree. Yeah, that got cleaned up quick. And our double strike's at 33%. Final shop at 242. Looking like we're heading to Olympus around the 3-minute mark. Another Hera boon as well. And we get her legendary. Wait, I don't even remember this. That's crazy. What did I pick up? Frosty Veneer. That's probably not going to become active. Rallying Cry could be, and that is just another extended family. Self-healing's okay. Air quality's already active because I have so much. But that doesn't really do much. The issue with air quality is there's so many global damage boosts. You usually push any minimum effect up past 30. There's very select things in Hades 2 that are under 30 damage. When you have things like Strength and Furies on, for example, for your global damage and Origination. This Ares fight, we can pretty much just tank no matter what. Between Self-Healing and Blood Spree, we're pretty unkillable. We just want to phase her as fast as we can and make sure she doesn't move, which we're doing so. Then we head down to the bottom pillar. She should spawn down here, which is why I'm just charging up on an Omega attack. Get a pretty quick kill on her. 3 minutes, 26 milliseconds heading into Olympus is looking pretty clean, I will say, And we get another Hermes Mystery Boon. What do we have? I don't think we're going to take any of this. Tall Order is so close to being active. We could take it. It is 25% damage, which is pretty strong. Or do we roll? We greed roll for success rate and hit it at epic. Oh my Atlanta. That is sauce. I genuinely don't remember most of my runs that I do. Especially because I get them and then it can be a week until I do the post commentary. So it's kind of fun to watch them back. We put on Hef Keepsake because we have pretty much all the damage we want. We have a potential King's Ransom lined up. We have all the Zeus boons we want. We have all the Ares boons we want. So really all we want from Hef is like a nice mint condition just to make Summit that much easier where I can just kind of face tank enemies and kill them before I even finish the mint condition in vulnerability. Another Daedalus Hammer for another power spike. This is our Fig Leaf room, so no enemies. And it's looking like we probably just click Bolster to right. I'm not actually a big fan of Mega Driver anymore. The more I use it, the more it kind of just messes me up. And I didn't want that to happen. I'll click it sometimes for funsies on Medea speedruns, but overall, if I'm really trying my hardest, I won't. The damage looks good, and we don't even have King's Ransom yet. If we hit King's Ransom here, it goes crazy. It is set up, it is poised, but can we actually do it? I mean, we are just like deleting these enemies with our juicy double strike. And our big special. There's half. Definitely jump into that. One thing you want to do in Olympus is always stay indoors, because the fountain room can only be indoors, which is pretty cool. Heracles is also indoors only if you haven't had him yet. Much like the Rift of Thessaly, you really need some big skips in Olympus to make it fast. You have... We probably roll here since I have 3. No, I just clicked Trusty. Fair enough, I guess. I just wanted it. Are we looking to roll this to Zeus or Ares? Oh, I checked if I had Grievous, because I don't have it yet. And then I stayed on Ares. Fair enough. That makes sense. I guess there is one more Ares boon we want. Wow, our damage is ridiculous. Looking at Talos' health bar, that was wild. Please put our cast back down. Yes. Great. Lovely. Good fight. Bye, Talos. I mean, I get the Trusty Shield. I do want the mint condition, but our damage is also absurd, so even just getting 1 free hit per room should be enough. We really want Grievous here. I think we just roll for it. Yeah. Didn't get it, though. Very unfortunate. I'm thinking about clicking Mortal Gain to fill up a boon slot, I would assume. And, you know, if I hit Possessed Array, it's good enough to give me a bit of extra damage. We're probably not going to find Born Gain at this point, so why not? It's the best option out of what we were offered. But as I was saying about skips on Olympus, you have a Chaos Gate you can actually see, a Mid Shop, Dionysus, Athena, which isn't really a time save, but it's still a nice boon to pick up, and it's like the same-ish time average room. It might be a bit of a time loss, honestly. I actually got Athena in this run, speak of the devil. And then you can also have like Icarus, Hercules, and a Fountain Room. So you can pretty much have both the Rift of Thessaly and... Ooh, is that our mid shop? Our mid shop lined up with Dionysus? That's tough, dude. That's real tough. We probably just pick up Happy Ace here. It's a bit of extra damage. Yeah. I didn't even realize our mid shop lined up with Dio. I think I would have rather go mid shop, but I probably just saw Dio and clicked it in the run. And then when, oh darn, that lined up with our mid shop, I kind of fumbled. But life goes on. It's not that big of a deal. But your surface speedruns times can be incredibly volatile because of all the skips you can and cannot see in the Rift of Thessaly and in Olympus, because if you don't see any of them, you have a super slow run, and if you see all of them, you have the most ridiculous like speed run ever. We've seen quite a few of them here, plus we have a really strong build, so that's what led to the eventual PB we secured, which is pretty cool. I've really been enjoying surface speedruns. They're very difficult. Enemies hit very hard. You're taking White Antler to Summit and fighting Typhon with it, and the tail on Medea, which is pretty terrifying. I think we just go Zeus here. We are kind of fishing for that King's Ransom now. So just seeing the guaranteed Zeus boon is definitely worth it. I missed out on my mid shop because I rushed my decision. We definitely throw our roll at it, and we do hit. Okay, this is where we found it. Self-healing has become inactive, but we just plus 16'd every single Zeus boon we have in our inventory, which is quite a bit. And our Hera boons weren't really doing all that much this run, and our damage has went nuclear. Like, absolutely flipping nuclear. And we have defensive posture from Athena, so whenever we get hit, we'll be impervious for a while. And we have Blood Spree for healing after that. Plus, we have a free hit on Trusty Shield from Hephaestus, so we have all the safety in the world, all the damage in the world, and we got pretty decent skips. Our time isn't fantastic, but it isn't bad by any means. I wish we saw a little bit more in this run. Could have really been special, but I was still pretty happy with it, and I'm looking forward to more. But yeah, as I was saying, you take White Antler in Summit to go as fast as you can, and the tail fight on Medea is incredibly scary. And just all of Summit could just kill you instantly, so it's been a lot of fun learning surface speedruns along with the Underworld speedruns, and a lot of fun learning Medea in the Any Fear speedrun capacity. That Prometheus fight was so fast. Our double strike is at 98%. Our blitz is level 18, 590 per, so it's basically guaranteed to double. 15% lethal snare. Success rate does affect Rocky as well. Our Rallying Cry is not active, sadly. Neither is Frost Unair. But wow, what a build, what a run. And we're just getting started on Summit, because we're going to add another 45% global crit to this. Defensive posture, Trusty Shield, Blood Spree. We are pretty much unkillable. We did also get the stronger Rocky familiar, so even more crit there, which is pretty wild. And we're headed into Summit. A ton of crit, a crazy King's Ransom, a juicy Ares build, a decent time, but we should have a really clean Summit just for how powerful and how unkillable we are. Both offense and defense here is ballistic. We got Fig Leaf Room 1, which is the best room to hit it in. It's really the only place you want to see it in Summit. You cannot skip the summit mini bosses with Fig Leaf because they are named mini bosses. So it has to hit in a small room only. Hello, more Zeus. Honestly, maybe take the palms there. I don't really know what Zeus is going to do for us. Ares for Grievous would be pretty sweet. That's about it. Also, we evaporated the spawn. That was ridiculous. That brother lived for 2 seconds. Give me the Zeus spoon. Give me the fresh sustenance. Yeah, in hindsight, I just take the palms. I'd rather just palm my double strike more, palm my special more than get any Zeus spoon. It's not going to do anything here. But palming my special and palming my double strike could have. Not that it really matters for our damage, but... you know, you can always make better decisions and whatnot. You can always look to improve. Great rooms. Into our second mini-boss, which is the tail. We should kill this thing pretty quick, too. We have defensive posture, so we can just tank our trusty shield, get some imperviousness, kill the tail before it becomes an issue. And we're into our Typhon fight at 5:59, maybe like 6:02 by the time we actually get to the door. Another Afro boon isn't bad either. It doesn't really matter what we take. Healthy rebound's not going to do anything, but we didn't have any rolls here. Yeah, 6:01. See what we got in our final shop. Hello. Hermes boon? I don't know. Armor makes sense, I guess. Palm? Nah, yeah, boons. Boons are good. Wispy Wild, some dodge chance, and some palms, I guess. No palms? We just secure the bag with armor. Understandable, honestly. In my opinion, in hindsight, I would have taken the palms, and then also the palms on the door, because, I don't know, I don't really need boons at that point, but... once again, it doesn't really matter, I don't think. At this point. I get the extra armor, because you can actually tank like a proper hit from Typhon, and then lose your armor on the second hit. We got small eggs, which is a bit of a time loss versus big eggs, but our damage is ridiculous, so we killed them real fast. Doing some omegas. Ooh, we got hit by the actual head of Typhon. First time we got hit, we kind of phased him as we did it, so it's probably not a time loss. That second hit was probably a little bit of a time loss. This should be a super fast phase into eggs. Got a little stuck on his like horn, but we killed him right away. This is the most damage I've had on a speedrun by so far. And once again, small eggs. That's just another little bit of a time loss because it takes way more time clearing out the small eggs versus the big eggs. And then we finish up the final phase of the fight. Once again, chin slammed. So a little bit of a time loss. And we finish up with the 6:46.7 for a 25-second PB. Definitely could have saved time on the mini-boss and that Typhon fight. It was pretty unclean. And there was still more we could have hit with the build, and a lot more skips we could have had as well. This is definitely not near my full surface potential, but it is a run I'm really, really happy with, really, really proud of, with a really, really fun King's Ransom setup and a very cool build. But anyway, it's alright, man. Thank you all for watching and supporting the channel. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. It really does help me out a lot. And if you want to keep up with more of my Hades 2 Warsong update content, please consider subscribing to the channel. Thanks again for watching. Okay, bye.
And a massive thank you to my members for supporting the channel.